offline. Get that intro going. Hello, and welcome to the Best Boys podcast. This week we watched Vince's favorite movie, Nightcrawler.
It's not my favorite movie. That's a lie.
The 2014 film?
Yes,
2014 film, Nightcrawler, starring Ryan Gosling. No, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Those two are always getting messed up. Well, I'm Danny.
I'm Vince.
We'll talk about Nightcrawler at the end part. But what did you watch this week besides Nightcrawler and Bones?
Quantico.
What's Quantico?
It's a show. Yeah, the show.
Is that it?
I rewatched Ratatouille.
All right. So.
But that would be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you watch, Danny? I'll remember to ask this time.
On Tuesday, I went to the theater and saw Kubo-and-the-Two-Strings.
Oh yeah, I saw you posted about that.
That was because all I've seen is it's a great movie. It was a great movie. I like stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
It's
stop motion?
Yeah, it's really good. You should see it when it's still in theaters. I'm being completely serious. I was the only person in the theater besides a guy and his daughter. His 4-year-old daughter.
That happens to you a lot. It's either you get
them... 'cause I go during the day usually.
It's either you get them completely filled or completely empty.
Well, I usually go by myself. If it's a movie that I know no one will want to see with me, like this one, then I'll just go see it. Or Suicide Squad, where everyone had already seen it. And
That's unfortunate.
And I was just like, well, let's see. I watched that. Great movie. Highly recommended. Go see it while it's in theaters. And I didn't really watch a movie. Actually, Nosferatu. We watched that.
Yeah, I fell asleep during that.
I watched a remake of it.
The SpongeBob version?
No, yes. No, the Werner Herzog made a remake of it, and it was terrible. I'll just say that right out the gate. Don't watch it. The original was better.
I fell asleep during that movie.
The movie starts with a woman screaming.
Oh.
And I was just like, all right. She literally sits up in her bed, screams, and then stops screaming. And then her husband walks over to you. He's like, are you okay? Like, come on. The scream didn't wake him up. And then, not movies or television or anything, but I watched a lot of wrestling this week. I watched every Royal Rumble from 2009 to 1998, I think I'm on now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's been fun. 2005 was the best Royal Rumble because it starts with Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, R.I.P. Speaking of Chris Benoit biopic is in the works. You know Chris Benoit, right? I talk about him a lot.
I'm sure you do.
No, you don't have to look it up. I'll read it to you. Don't look it up, please.
I just want to know who he is.
Well, he murdered his wife and son.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes. You have talked about him.
Yeah. They got a director on the movie Crossface is the title. The story Crossface, the true story of wrestling superstar Chris Benoit. They got Lexi Alexander. Don't know who she is. But I'll tell you after a second. Let's see. Punisher Warzone. I think that was a fan film. And then Green Street 2. Oh, okay, Green Street Hooligans movies. Alright, well, I'm excited for that because it's a real thing that really happened. What are some real events that haven't had movies based around them that you would want to watch. So, like, because we always get the war.
Mm-hmm.
Every war has a movie based on it.
Really?
Every year we get a Holocaust movie. Right. Because if you watch the Oscars, every year the foreign film is always the movie about Auschwitz. Something.
Lovely.
Yeah. Be any like there's 9/11 films, which that's tomorrow. Never forget. Don't laugh, dude.
I'm not. You're just your face. You look like you were about to laugh.
No, dude. I don't know, like any.
I mean, I don't know any events that.
Not like it doesn't have to be like a big event. Just like something something you want a movie based on.
Well, currently in one of my classes, we're reading a myth about Mwindu, an African myth, and it has started off so weird, and I'd love to see that in a movie.
Well, what? How do you, what? I'm gonna just
Mwindo.
Mwindo. Well, there's a cartoon on YouTube. It's like 2 minutes long.
Well, I'm sure.
That's not a real thing. Well, I don't know if it's a real thing or not.
Okay, I don't know.
Like I don't know. Like real. Is there a specific historical person you'd want to see a movie based off of? Like Chris Benoit. All mine would be just like.
I don't know. I don't really care for even. I mean, it's not really a documentary so much, but like even
movies about people you don't care,
don't
or like
care.
events.
Yeah. Like I mean, I can enjoy a good. I guess I shouldn't say good, but a decently good like a. I don't want to say good about 9/11 and Auschwitz.
You can. It's a good film.
If it's something like that. I mean, I can appreciate something like that, but it's not something I'd go out and say, "Oh yeah, let's make a movie about this."
Mm-hmm. See, all mine would just be, I want to see Chris Benoit one because I grew up watching Chris Benoit. He's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm really into serial killers, so pretty much any serial killer or cult would be good movies. Because I just find them interesting.
Yeah. Like
because in that time period, this is a whole different story for a whole different day. But that time period didn't have cell phones or anything, so they could get away with anything.
Right. I've always been into like mythology and fantasy things, so movies like that, usually movies based off of books, are movies I enjoy, and we had this conversation last week, so we're not going to go into that, but that's me. Well,
you always got, if you want to watch a good movie, that's what it's called, a good movie based off of mythology, Greek mythology even. Watch the 1963 film Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh, geez.
Just look up Jason and the Argonauts on your computer, skeleton scene, and you'll see why I'm saying that's something you should watch. Other than that, last week we talked about Deathstroke, and Joe Manganiello was confirmed to be playing Deathstroke this week. So there's that.
And he is.
He was in True Blood and in Magic Mike.
What was his name?
Joe Mang.
Oh, Joe Manganiello. It's right here.
It was
He was in the original Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. He was the bully.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who I learned this week. The Spider-Man: Homecoming. Tony Revolori. He was in Dope and Grand Budapest Hotel. He was I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I've seen part of the Grand Budapest Hotel.
He's the main bellboy character. He's gonna be playing the bully in Homecoming, Spider-Man: Homecoming. And I was like, oh, okay. Also, Hannibal Buress is gonna be the gym teacher. So, Donald Glover's character is still not announced. Did you find that scene yet?
I have it. I just haven't watched it. He was Okay, he was Brad in How I Met Your Mother. I think I recognize him from that.
Yeah.
That I don't really watch many of these other things that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize him from.
I just know him because he's a ripped dude. Like he's everywhere.
Like Kevin Bacon.
Well, you know Kevin Bacon and his brother have a band
No, I did not.
called the Bacon Brothers. And let's see, something.
Why am I watching this again?
Oh, because I just want you to see how good this film looks nowadays.
Oh, right. Because I like things.
Because it's 1963, and I know you love old movies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, another thing I watched this week, premiere of Donald Glover's show on FX, Atlanta. I don't know, go watch that. It's free. The first episode's free on YouTube and Facebook and everything, so you can see for yourself if you like it or not. He wants to be he's like poor, obviously. That's how every show like that starts. And he wants to be his cousin who's a rapper's manager, and that's how the show starts. Are you watching it yet?
Yeah, I'm watching it. It's just...
Because the skeletons look real good.
It's like 2 minutes long, and I'm only about a minute
Just
in.
click forward.
I'm enjoying this.
Okay.
Not at all, actually, but, you know.
There's an animated Indiana Jones movie coming up later this month. I think September 29th.
Oh my gosh. They're all just crouched over.
It gets better when they move.
They're moving.
Yeah,
It's like they have weights on their feet.
All the monsters are claymation.
Oh, they're going faster.
But there's an animated Indiana Jones movie, not licensed at all, just coming out.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be I think free because it's not licensed. Apparently, Daniel Craig was offered. Daniel.
He's offered to voice in it.
No, this is just another thing. James Bond.
Oh, another James Bond. Oh, jeez. Just take off running.
Yeah, there's a rumor that Daniel Craig was offered $150 million to be Bond again.
No way. Seriously?
Even though he said he'd rather slit his wrists than be James Bond again.
Well, I saw a thing on the news a long time ago about him being Bond and how it just takes a toll on his body. Like, it...
Mm-hmm. What other movies did he do before that?
He broke, or he either broke or fractured or something to his arm, so it, slowed production for a while.
Well, yeah, you're always good. They just get a new James Bond. It can be anyone. It could be a female. It could be black. It could be Asian. It can because James Bond isn't a person. It's the code name.
Oh.
Fun fact. That's why he always changes. He's always someone different because it's not his actual name.
That makes sense.
Apparently.
That would make more sense then, as to why they're always changing it and making more Bond movies.
Mm-hmm. What was he? Okay, so Bond, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Dream House, Cowboys vs. Aliens. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I can tell by your voice that you thought it was a good movie.
I thought it was a decent movie.
Yeah,
it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great, but it was something I did enjoy watching.
Hold on, I've never looked at... Roger Ebert has his own, rating thing, and his rating is out of 4 stars.
Who rates things out of 4 stars?
He gave Cowboys vs. Aliens 3 out of 4 stars. Is that good? Is that bad?
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 43%. So who really knows? Let's see, how many weeks until 1, 2, 3, 4,
Till what?
5, 6, 7, 8. 8 weeks until Halloween. 8 weeks until Halloween. And that means we're starting to get spooky movies this month coming up. Actually, this weekend or next weekend? I think I do this every week. I never remember. Blair Witch comes out this weekend or next weekend? This weekend. So I'll be seeing that and talk. Actually, I won't be talking about it because it will just come out. but I'll say if it's good or not.
You always talk about things that just come out and you just say spoiler alert.
No, I'll just. Well, I didn't spoil Kubo. Spoiler alert.
That's true. You didn't.
It's a good movie. It's stop motion, and it tugs
I
at your
didn't realize it
heartstrings.
was stop motion.
It
looked animated.
It's a real emotional movie.
Oh, is it?
It is actually. It's like Japanese. It's like people thought it was gonna be like real Western, like Americanized, but it was very not. I don't know. Let's see. What I'm trying to think of something we can talk.
Well, they have a new movie coming out in 2016. Actually, it's coming out in October 14th, 2016. It's Max Steel. And I don't know if any of you know, I just found out today that it was a show. Started in 2001 to 2002, and then again in 2013 to now.
You know when Ben 10 was a live action movie?
Oh yeah, I do.
It's pretty much gonna be the same thing as that. There's a Ben 10.
I watched the trailer and it doesn't look bad, but it looks like it's meant for kids.
Shut your mouth. There's a Ben 10 live action movie scheduled for 2017.
Is there really?
Apparently. It's the first thing that pops up when you Google Ben 10 live action movie. But they did do a live action movie. It was like a Cartoon Network though, right?
Yes.
Race Against Time.
It was not good.
Who played Ben 10?
Who cares?
Graham Phillips. What else was he in?
Nothing.
Evan Almighty.
Oh.
Oh, The Good Wife. He was a stage actor and he was in musicals. Oh, he was in that new Netflix original, XOXO. Haven't watched because it's about EDM and I don't give two shits about that. Tom Hanks was on Ellen this week.
Going back to Ben 10, I used to enjoy that show.
I never watched it.
I liked the show. I didn't care for the movie, but I liked the show. And okay, who was on Ellen?
I think if you went back and watched it now, you would hate it probably.
Probably not.
Okay.
When I realized that all of the Avatar: The Last Airbender were on Netflix,
that show holds up though.
Yeah, that I watched all of those.
That's a good show.
And then I watched actually on Netflix for a while. I watched the newer Ben 10s where he was a teenager.
Okay, there's a thing we can talk about. Max Steel was a children's TV show being made into a new movie. What old show would you want to be a movie?
Ooh.
The Tom and Jerry live action. They made. Let's see what they made. Scooby-Doo. They've made. TV show cartoons turned into live action cartoons. Let's think. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. The Replacements.
Ooh, The Replacements. I feel like that would be pretty good. Billy and Mandy.
That should be a movie. A list of okay, so Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That's already one.
No, I know. I'm just looking at movies that have been made. Ben 10. How many? There's 2 Ben 10 movies. Okay.
The second one will be coming out, right?
No, there's
another.
There's already
live
2.
action?
Ben 10, 2009 one, and 2000. I'm gonna say 2007. Damn. Yeah, there's a bunch of cartoon movies. So just let's think.
I'm trying to look for like a list right now.
Fairly Odd Parents, not with Drake Bell. A high budget.
Wait, Drake Bell was in that?
The live action one.
Oh, there was a live action one?
Yeah.
What?
Not good.
What?
It was like a Nickelodeon. It was on Nick, so it was like real low budget.
Right.
Dragon Ball Z. Make a live action one that's not evolution.
Oh my gosh, this is a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Drake Bell and Danielle Monet, who was
I don't know.
Trina, Victoria Justice's sister and Victorious.
There you go.
Oh man. I kind of just want to watch it to see how bad it is.
Do it. It's not good.
I'd have to find it somewhere.
It's probably on YouTube.
Probably.
I think is there one of these already? No, I think a Cowboy Bebop live action movie would be good. That's been in the talks for a while. Wait, what? Benedict Cumberbatch? No, don't have Benedict Cumberbatch play Spike.
You know, I would like to see the old Teen Titans, not the new
The
one.
original Teen, yeah, that great
Yeah,
show.
I'd like to see that one.
Well, that probably will be.
Like, yeah, I'm hoping they do that. 'Cause, I mean, there's a bunch of different shows. Like, there's Young Justice League, or Young Justice, I think it's called, on Netflix. That's like it's the younger. It's the pretty much the sidekicks.
Yeah. It's like Superboy and
yeah. It's got Robin and
that'll be that. They'll make a Teen Titans movie, but it won't be like the characters from the show. It'll be like the actual like the actual comic book.
I once saw a picture of Beast Boy from the comic books, like in a comic book encyclopedia that they had at school, and he looks a lot different, obviously, than the show, but he looks really cool. That would be the superpower I would want, to transform into any animal or anything like that. That'd be great.
There's a fan trailer. Someone made a fan trailer for a Teen Titans movie. Has some clips. You want to know what these clips are from? Okay, I'm going to scroll through. Green Lantern. Planet of the Apes. Cut to black. Iron Man.
Oh,
they used the shot of War Machine in Iron Man 2 as their cyborg shot.
You know the Underdog? How they made that into a movie?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Codename Kids Next Door.
That could be
good.
Code Lyoko. You remember Code Lyoko?
I don't know. I don't think I ever actually watched that.
That was a great show. But yeah,
Oh, I did watch that. That would be good.
That would be great.
I watched that sometimes. Yeah, that would be good.
Is it Roblox? Is that the show that I used to watch? What about Clifford the Big? Just a dog, but it's like a horror movie.
Yes.
Can't really Arthur. That would not be good because
No,
they
that'd
couldn't
be
be
weird.
animals. I think like old show like that couldn't be.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
That could be good. Who would play? That's what I'm trying to think of. Like,
Who would
Foster would be definitely played by like Jacob Tremblay or Gatton. I don't know what it is.
Who?
Jacob Tremblay
For who would be playing for what?
for the little kid. Foster's
Oh.
Home.
Yeah, the kid.
It'd be like.
What's his name? Let's see what else is on here.
You ever watch Roblox? It's not Roblox. That's the game. You're stupid, Vince.
Wow. What
Um,
else is on here?
let's think.
My gym partner's a monkey.
Oh,
I'm just like looking at images right now, just of Cartoon Network.
is that what the show is called? No.
Chowder.
Chowder was a great show that was way too short-lived.
No, it was not.
How dare you? What's this? What is this show called?
What else is in here? Powerpuff Girls.
I think
Ed, and Eddie.
I would not watch either of those live action because those are too like everyone would just hate on them.
Yeah, I'm just finding things I'm naming off.
How about this isn't a cartoon, but what about a Cory in the House movie?
I thought they already had one.
I don't know. That just popped into my head.
I bet they already had
I read In the House, and I was
They
like,
probably already have one, honestly.
I can't think of this name, this show.
Look, I like this picture. It says rest in peace, Cartoon Network,
Mm.
and with all the old Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that's why you
characters.
just watch Boomerang now, because Boomerang has everything good on it. Oh, earlier the best this afternoon, like the best Scooby-Doo movie was on. The one where they're in New Orleans and they're on the island with all the cats. Have you seen that? You have to have seen that one.
I don't know. I'm sure I must have.
It's the best. It's honestly the best one. But I can't think. Do you remember the show with the 3 aliens? And they were like cool guys.
3 aliens and they were cool guys.
Mm,
Anything else about it?
nope.
Do you remember this show at all? I don't know what it was called.
What show?
What was it? The Little Wonders.
No, I don't. The 3 aliens.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no. Oh, here we go. 90s kids shows.
3 aliens.
A Doug movie could be something. Rugrats movie would be gross. It'd be like Super Babies or Baby Geniuses. Power Rangers is being made into a movie. That's not a cartoon, but that is an old kids show. What about a live action Aladdin movie?
I think we talked about that.
We've talked about everything. Disney, all Disney things being made into movies. Did you ever watch Big Bad Beetleborgs?
That sounds familiar, but I don't know if I watched it.
It's on Netflix. I'm just going through this list of 90s kids shows.
Mega Babies.
Mega Babies. Donkey Kong Country. I forgot that there were movies for that. Remember when movies or like celebrities had their own cartoons? Like Jackie Chan Adventures?
Yeah.
And The Mummy got turned into a TV show. A cartoon.
Oh, what was that one show? Oh, it's on Netflix now too, but I can't think of the name of it.
Liberty Kids. You remember Liberty Kids?
I just like their theme song.
Hell yeah, you did. Everyone liked that theme song. Look my eyes. Oh, who sang that? I think it was like Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter and
some girl.
Kayla Hinkle. But she never did anything else with her life.
Man, you know you're sad when you know the name of the girl that never did anything else and sang the Liberty Kids theme song.
How about you shut your mouth?
You know what? We're at that point. Let's go to the feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Nightcrawler is a 2014 American neo-noir crime thriller film written and directed by Dan Gilroy, starring Jake Gyllenhaal as a thief who starts shooting live footage of accidents and crimes in Los Angeles, selling the content to the local news channel as a stringer while secretly sabotaging both crime scenes and other news reporters. It also features Rene Russo, Riz Ahmed, and Bill Paxton. It was nominated for Academy Awards for Best Screenplay, Best Original Screenplay. You have a bone to pick with this movie.
Okay.
You seem like you do, so I'm just gonna let you talk.
Well, alright, the whole movie was slow. Like, I don't have a whole bone to pick with it. I just didn't like how it went through. And then, should we do spoilers already, or are
it's a 2014 film. It's been out for 2 years.
Okay,
Go for
so
it.
spoilers. There was like a love interest that didn't get played through. They talked about it. They brought it up maybe 3 or 4 times, but you don't ever see anything about it.
It's not really a love interest as
well,
much.
as more as it is a blackmail love interest.
It's pretty much just straight up rape, if you think about it.
Yeah, remember? Okay, do you remember the scene where he came in saying he wanted the $15,000 for the scene that he got?
Yeah.
And then he's like, in the end, he says, "I want you to do what I want you to do what I tell you to do in your apartment when we're alone in your apartment."
Yeah.
That just like right there, I'm like, okay, please extend this. Like, how did we not know this was happening for sure?
The movie, it was very slow. Every time a major thing would happen, I thought it would be the major plot point, and it wasn't. Like, his first thing, like, when they first got, or when he moves the body.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the, like, major thing of the whole thing was him starting the business.
Yeah.
It's him starting. That was the major...
The end?
No, in the beginning. No, where he starts doing it, like, in his car.
I thought there was gonna be like a montage. Honestly, I felt like a montage coming up with him just going to a bunch of crime scenes.
It basically was.
They had one, but it was like 3 crime scenes.
No, he was like putting in a whole bunch of different crime scenes on.
No, not computer. That. No, him going to crime scenes,
right.
not the ones on the news that he was getting.
Like but there was the montage.
Like, the ones where he's not getting them.
So there's like 2 montages.
Okay, there's the montage. Oh yeah, I guess there's montage.
Because there was that one montage of when
he first starts and he doesn't know what the codes are.
No, the second one where he's putting them all on his computer. Like, you just see him putting all of them on his computer.
I think the better one is when he's just like at like a petty like a domestic dispute, and he's like in the cop's face, like, what's going on here? Get out of here.
Yeah.
He was a real disturbing character, though.
Oh, yes.
Very good acting.
It was. I'll give him that. Yeah, it was very good acting.
He kind of. Did you ever watch Community?
No.
Okay. Well, he reminded me of a very, very disturbed version of Abed from that show.
I know who you're talking. I've seen a part of an episode, and I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Indian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what he kind of reminded me of, and then, it was a well shot movie. Like, it looked really good.
It did. And I mean, as much as I didn't really care for the movie and how slow it was, they had a lot of good points in it. Like, it flowed well enough, but it just I didn't have the entire interest in it.
Like they tried to squeeze too much in. They were like
that's probably why there was no real clarity of him and Rene Russo's character.
Yeah, there's like the what's the first like big one he gets? Though the character that doesn't really matter. The one where he gets the close up on the guy that's like stabbed in the carjacking. I thought the scene where he moved the body to get a better framing, which was a great thing to say. I'm thinking about framing now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I thought that was gonna start like that was gonna be the crime where people were like, because she was like, "Is that blood on your shirt?"
Yeah,
I thought that was gonna go somewhere.
He just completely waved it off.
Yeah, that didn't go anywhere. Like, he could have just been like, "Yeah, I got up against the car and there was blood on me," or something. He could have said something like that.
Yeah, it's not hard to play it off.
But no, he's like, caught myself shaving, bruh. Then the shooting, the big crime that happens. Is there anything we're missing out? He steals a lot. He stole a bike.
He stole a bike to get his first equipment.
His first shitty camera.
I don't know. Okay, the car. He upgraded from a crappy little car to this nice. I think it was like a Dodge.
It was like a Charger.
Dodge Charger, I think. But he upgraded, but they don't clarify that at all. They don't say, like, so. I mean, at the beginning of the movie, it showed him driving past a car dealership, and he was like looking inside, interested, like he was interested. But they don't tell you how he got the car. Like, we know he's making money from all the.
Yeah, because he gets all the he gets 2 cameras, 2 good cameras,
and we know he's making money. At least, I mean, the most. Before the 15,000 that he requested, I think the max he got was 3,000. At least that's the highest we find out about before then. So he had a lot of films that he was selling. So I mean, he had the money, he could have bought it, but
did you get messed up with like what time period this was supposed to be in? Because I did. I was like, at the beginning, I was like, okay, this is like maybe 80s style, because he's like stealing stuff, and look how he looks, and then like his camera and all like the phones and stuff. I was like, okay, and then it was like now he has a touchscreen in his car. I was like,
I think it was trying to show how poor he was at first,
yeah,
and then I just thought it was current time.
I thought it was like a old thing.
I was thinking it was just current time, and that was just meant to show how poor he was and how he couldn't afford things.
The I can't think of the name. Look it. Well, the security guard at the very beginning. I learned this because I looked at IMDb. I was on IMDb when I was watching the movie. I was looking at stuff for it. Security guard's in the movie. He's the actor that played him. His last name is Papa John, and that's my favorite thing ever. Yeah, that was it. We're not talking about that, though.
I know. I just sorry.
Yeah. I was like, really? That's the greatest last name, Papa John. Anyways, the main thing in the movie, or like the big plot point in the movie, he gets to a crime scene before the police, and he sees the two guys. He hears the gunshots. He goes inside, gets all of his shots.
And the guys that he saw, they got away before the cops even got there.
Yes, but he saw them and got their license plate.
And because he filmed them.
And
he saw what they looked like.
Kept that, which I understand what he was doing. He was like, I'm just going to get all the money I can out of this.
Right.
But I feel like if he had turned them in and put this stuff on the TV, he would have gotten more money. Because it would have been like, okay, you solved this, you figured out this crime, you're like a hero. Yeah. But all he wanted was the money.
Well, he might not have, because finding it so early before they could even put out a wanted, how much they wanted for any information or whatever, the leading up to catching of them.
Well, I guess, but if he had just been like, he had just stayed there. See, this is the thing. He's a criminal. That's all he cares about is the money. Yeah. That's all he cared about. But the logical thing to do would have been, you film all of it, you wait for the police to come and be like, hey, I'm a stringer, I get footage and sell it to people and sell it to news organizations. I got footage of everything, like almost everything except for the people dying. Then he cuts the footage, gives it to the news people so they can play it without the evidence or without the guys, so he can later on look up the license plate number, go out and find the people, and get his employee killed, which pissed me off.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, and then you saw him move, didn't you?
Yeah, and then he's telling him, "Oh, make sure you steady your camera the whole time, just so he could get the good shot with the other camera too."
And he was like, "You saw him move, didn't you?" And he's like, "Can't have loose ends in a company or something like that." And I was like,
"Yeah, you can't have an employee that'll."
He already tried. He's like, "You already tried to
get more money out of me once.
Yeah,
and you'll definitely do it again, won't you? Just admit that you will."
Yeah, and then
That's what he says.
That was.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I liked his character.
His character, yeah. You're not supposed to like Jake Gyllenhaal's character in this movie at all.
No.
But he was a great actor, great visuals. He gets arrested he gets taken in because they knew he had the evidence and didn't give it to them, but they can't prove it somehow. Did he get rid of that footage?
Yeah, he got rid. Before he gave them a copy, he must have had some sort of program that when it erased it, it completely erased it. That not even they could find it, because if they could have found it, they would have known.
Yeah, and when he was like, "Oh, I heard that they were at." I heard the I was being followed. That's not the story I thought he was going to go with. I mean, they knew that he called in, so I guess that's the story he had to go with. Mm-hmm. But if he hadn't called it in, if he had just been like, if someone else had called it in, they wouldn't have. Never mind, that wouldn't have worked out.
Yeah. Because nobody else knew what they looked like.
Yeah. And then you learn that it wasn't just a aimless murder. It was like a cocaine heist or something, like a coke deal gone wrong.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that was the thing. I was like, okay.
you're just like, oh, okay, yeah.
But I don't... It just doesn't make sense because of how the people were killed, and then...
They were drug dealers, and then...
with a family. Like, whatever happened to the baby? Like, you never know what happened to that baby. There was a baby crib in the house where the people who Jake Gyllenhaal's character was following, and nobody knows what happens to the baby.
I like the fact that they didn't show, or they didn't tell the newscasters anything. So there's like, oh, don't have a baby in there.
Yeah.
And it shows you the real side of how news programming works.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I liked, where they're like, keep bringing this home. And then she's like, we're not going to say that it was a drug deal because we want people to think that this kind of a crime can happen to them. Anyways, rate this movie. I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10.
I think that's what it got 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
All right.
I would give it a 6 just because I didn't care for it as much.
Yeah, I just like, honestly, I didn't.
But it was a good film, so it has to get over a 5 for me.
I mean, it wasn't like an action-packed comedy or like
nothing
boom,
that I
boom,
usually.
boom, boom, boom. It was like a serious film.
Yeah.
Which, whenever with the new thing we're gonna do with our feature presentations is each week, one of us will choose a movie. Next week's film is
Underworld,
chosen by Vince, obviously, and then I'll choose the next film, and it's only gonna be movies we haven't seen, so I won't force you to watch anything that I've already seen.
Oh, thank you.
That's
it's gonna be hard for you to find movies.
Yeah. I'm only gonna choose good ones.
Yeah.
like critically acclaimed movies. Anyways, thank you for listening. Please rate and review us on iTunes. Share us with your friends so we can get more listeners. I made a Best Boys Twitter account at Best Boys Podcast. Go follow that because I tweet when I'm watching movies, and I tweet about movies from there. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.